Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Before we start today, I'd like to thank you all for being here and all the young people as well. That's great to see. Today marks the 97th year of the landing at ANZAC Cove. Even though Australia suffered severe loss in that period of the war, we then moved on to Europe, where we came to Neath. Many men from the Neath area volunteered for active service. Quite a few were knocked back. The reasons given quite a few times was medically unfit. The major reason was they worked in the coal mines, and the coal mines were something we couldn't do without. Harry Littlefairs tried 3 times to get in. 3 times he was knocked back. The 4th time they accepted him, and he walked into the bar at the pub, put his light or his miner's lamp on the bar and said, "Look after it until I come home." I've just been informed by Peter Rosemont that Neath had the highest enlistment rate per capita in Australia. And when you think the size of Neath, with the beach over here and all the surfies coming up, that's pretty darn good. Just to bring the point to a few of the locals that are mentioned, I found a bit of research, found a Lieutenant J. Bruce, Military Cross, Distinguished Conduct Medal, known as Big Red. He was killed on the 17th of July 1918 in Villers-Brunel, not far from where Harry fell. The Baker family, which is immortalised on the far wall, all Neath lads. And of course, Harry. He lived here, worked here, unfortunately never came home. Harry was wounded severely in France and sent to England to recuperate. And he was about to be put on a ship and sent home when he put on the crying act and said, "I want to go back to my mates." And they allowed him to go back to France, to where he was finally and subsequently killed in action. A lot of Australians done this. The British and the Americans could not figure it out. Each year we light the lamp in recognition not only of Harry, but of all servicemen and women. The lamp itself was lit for the first time in 1954 by World War I veterans here in the bar in recognition. That tradition is carried on now each year with the assistance and much support from Brett and Michelle. This year, the lighting of the pone, better change that, the lighting of the lamp will symbolise 97 years since Gallipoli and approximately 95 years since the death of Harry Littlefairs. I will call on Pat to read the poem and then we'll move on from there. Okay? Sorry,
He walked from the mine to the Neath Hotel, black with the dust of coal. He stood at the bar with his working mates, with a beer his immediate goal. It was 1915, the war was on. They wanted so much to assist. With 2 old mates and the boys' work done, they made up their mind to enlist. They handed their hat and their mining lamps to the publican over the bar. "Keep them until we return," they said, "for we are going off to the war. It could be rather tough over there, or so the stories tell. So fill up the schooners and hand them around, and let's drink a last farewell." Only 2 came back to the cheering crowd, to the parades and the big brass bands, but behind the bar at the Neath Hotel, Harry's hat and tallow lamp still stand. Killed in action in 1918, so sparsely recorded and bare, marking the passing and ultimate end of miner Harry Littlefair. But ever since, on Anzac Day, the old miners will always tramp to the Neath Hotel and the self-same bar and light up the old tallow lamp, and solemnly drink to the fallen men and to Harry who'll ne'er come back, a ritual still in each passing year before the lamp is returned to its rack. And although the publicans come and go, and the world is a changing stamp, the pride of place in the Neath Hotel is that miner's old tallow lamp.
Thanks, mate. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce Major Craig Ogden, who has just returned home from the Solomons, where he was a rifle company commander. Craig will be asked to light the lamp, and first, if he wants to say a few words. I thought we'd catch you.
Thanks very much. First of all, it's a great honour to be asked this morning to light the tallow lamp. It's so poignant a symbol for the entire community, not only of Neath, but in Hunter Valley in its broad community. This small symbol here carries so much weight as to what it represents. And the people of Neath should be very proud of what it represents today, very proud of Private Heritage Affairs and everybody from the Neath area who enlisted.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them, lest we forget.
Silence. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes today's service. As I stated earlier, I'd like to thank Brett and Michelle for keeping the history going. Enjoy your day, stay safe whatever you're doing, and lovely to see all you young people here. Please come again next year. Thank you. If you want photos, go for it.